Growing up in America, my parents kind of like made the choice for me to assimilate more as an American than be Chinese or Filipino. My dad speaks Cantonese and my mom speaks Ilocano and Tagalog, but neither of them decided to teach me the language because they were afraid that it would hinder my learning or like give me an accent or something. So I only speak English, and I feel like they did a lot themselves to try to assimilate into the American culture. So as I was growing up and like to now, I like look back and I realize that like a lot of cultural things weren't like part of my daily life.
The way our family got here was like a lot of other Filipinos that we know was through the military. You know, my dad joined the army while his dad was in the military in Germany, so they moved him from the Philippines to Germany, and then he joined the military there. That's where he met my mom.
And they had our older brother Mark.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just crazy how like the only few ways that people get here is like either they have family already here or they join the military. So it's just an interesting fact there that I learned.
Growing up here in America, I think I and my sister have a lot of pressure to become something of ourselves because of all of the hardships that my parents have gone through in the Philippines. And I'm like the first group from my mom's family to come to America. So after my mom immigrated to America, that's when all of my aunties and uncles were able to come to America. I was lucky enough to see them come to America, so I was exposed to the culture that they were able to bring back from the Philippines. So that's where I was able to pick up the language and understand our culture.
I don't really remember very much of what it was like in the Philippines because I left so young, but I know a lot about like American culture more than I do the Filipino culture.
At least for me, I didn't really learn much about Filipino history until I was in college. So just like these past 2 years, I don't know about you, did you learn much in high school?
I mean, the only thing in high school that we had was just like Filipino-American War paragraph, probably this big, you know. It happened, people died, that's all that we knew. We didn't know like the premise of it, like why it happened and stuff like that.
I never really learned about the Philippines until high school when I took AP World History, and it was just like a 2-page thing about Spanish and American imperialism in the Philippines, and that was it.
Learning the Filipino culture, I think I was lucky enough to be able to go back to the Philippines several times. So I knew how my parents grew up, the situations that they lived in. Living in the provinces isn't that great, so I'm definitely grateful to be here in America and have the opportunities that I have.
I feel like there's like a lot of disconnect. When I go like back to the Philippines with my mom or something, everyone there just sees me as American, like they don't see me as Filipino, and I actually get like yelled at a lot by my family because I don't speak the language.
In elementary school, our school wasn't as diverse as like Washington is right now. So there are a lot of questions about like, what are we? And actually common questions were like, are you Chinese, Japanese, Asian? I'm like, no, I'm Filipino. And they'd be like, what is that? So yeah, growing up was really interesting.
I feel so distant, you know, from my actual people and like how to communicate in like ways besides English, you know, it's just weird.
I think it's important for us to learn about our Filipino culture and to preserve it because it's part of our identity, and I feel like with America being so culturally diverse, we don't really know how to identify ourselves. And it's really important because then you get a sense of who you are, you don't feel lost. And I think that's really important.